Hi, everyone. This is the Hungry Math Professor here. Thank you for coming to my channel. And today we're going to discuss The Heart by Maylis de Kerangal, which is a great novel that I highly recommend. I know I recommend everything that I do reviews and discussions on, but that's because I really like these books. This is by a French author. It was published in France in 2014, and then it was translated and published in the United States in 2016. It was translated by Sam Taylor for U.S. audience. And this book tells the story of a 19-year-old teenager, Simon Limbris, who goes on a surfing trip with two of his friends, and they have a great time. And on the way back, they all took this pickup truck, and on the way back, they get strapped in, but there's only two seatbelts. So Simon's in the middle with no seatbelt, and they get in a car accident, and Simon goes through the window, and basically, he doesn't immediately die, but he goes into a coma and is not expected to come back from that coma after this accident. And that happens like right in the beginning of the book, very, in the first 10 to 15 pages. And what the book's about then is what's going to happen with the organs of this child or this teenager who just died. In particular, it's going to follow the heart of the child along its journey. But along the way, we just get to see this story from so many different people's point of view. And the author does such a good job of capturing the anxiety of the moment in her the way that she uses language and how she writes. She's able to make it feel very anxious because she uses lots of run-on sentences and lots of commas in the beginning that just capture the feeling of what's going on. And it travels through so many different points of view. In particular, it starts with the parents of this child, and we're given this very human experience of being in these parents' shoes. Their child was just alive and now is basically dead, and they're in front of this doctor and they have to decide whether to donate these organs or not. And just imagine being in that place, and in a matter of moments you have to make this decision. You can't go home and think about it for a while because these organs are not necessarily going to be viable for very long per se. And so you have to make a decision. And what a terrible decision to have to make. You all you want to do is grieve your child and just be angry and sad and cry, and now you have to make this very like practical medical decision about your kid's organs. What a terrible situation. And so we're given that perspective. Eventually, the parents make the decision to donate their child's organs, and then the procedure it happens very quickly, and we see the doctors harvesting these organs. And then it's interesting because we follow afterwards this person whose job it is to come in after all the organs have been harvested properly and just clean things up and put the body back into a reasonable state so that the parents can have a funeral and grieve their child. Think about it. They just took all these organs out, and now the body is hollow. And if you just left it like that, then the body would kind of cave in and look terrible for this funeral. So again, it just brings up these questions of um, you know why do we do the things that we do, and it's a custom to have an open casket sort of funeral so that we can see the body. This is also sort of a funny thing that we do, right? But it also makes sense on a human level that we're attached to the image of this person and we want to see them one last time, and so we need to present the body in a way that is not going to be even more devastating, to see them like all decapitated or and it's just very dark things to look at, but this is something that's happening on a regular basis all over. Every country's dealing with this slightly different ways, but it's happening everywhere in some degree. So it's one of these things that I think is worth looking at and thinking about and feeling. And the book does such a good job of taking us on that journey. It's very nonlinear, so you get different pieces of the story from different points of view all over the place. I love that because then you got to piece everything together, and it's like a fun little trip through this book to try to piece together everybody's different perspective. And it's interesting because at the end, you get to see also the story of this woman's life who's going to receive the heart and what she was going through being on this heart transplant list. and the relationship with her kids and her family members, and um, how much of a joyous experience it is for her to eventually receive this heart, right? So you get to see both sides of this story. It's a great book. Please read it. It's very readable. You won't want to put this down, but it's also very difficult. So it's going to bring you in some difficult places, but I think it's worth checking out. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you at another video discussion.